now. The first Christmas was not even filled with all the joy and all the praise and all the wonder that we feel right now, particularly in the life of some people who were directly affected by Christ coming into the world. You would think that there would be joy, but the reality is, most and generally, with the gifts God gives us, we have joy in retrospect, as we look back and see that his plan was better than ours. I want to warn you, my brothers and sisters, that initially when God gives you a gift, it does not always evoke joy and praise and splendor. It often causes confusion, mayhem, and chaos. And you wonder in your own mind whether this is a gift from God or a plot from the enemy to destroy your very life. You would think that Joseph would be filled with glee and excitement about the birth of Jesus Christ, that God had chosen the woman that Joseph had chosen, that God had set her aside even as Joseph had set her aside, that God himself had selected her should have eased all ill in his mind as to whether she was a virtuous woman. But sometimes being chosen of God and selected of God and receiving gifts from God leaves a fellow in disarray. And so when we see Joseph, we don't see him dancing and celebrating. We don't see him opening up gifts with joy and exuberation. No, we see Joseph worried and upset, because generally when God gives a gift, it often worries you before it blesses you. Oh. Frankly, at the time that Joseph leaps on the pages of this holy writ, he is not trying to find a way to get closer to the baby Jesus or his mother who is pregnant with him. No, he's trying to figure out, how can I get out of this? Just as quietly and as calmly as possible, without drawing any attention to myself. Just show me the door so that I can exit and get away from this gift. I want to warn you that many times when God gives you a gift, instead of running toward it, our propensity is to run from it. Because after all, who knows what's in a gift given until it's unwrapped? Perhaps it is not so much the gift that I want to warn you about, because ultimately God's gifts always will pay off in the end. Perhaps it's not the gift that I should sound the alarm about and tell you to watch out for. Perhaps it is the wrapping paper. Because God's greatest gifts are often wrapped in problems, in anxiety, in worry, in chaos. God's greatest gifts often come to us camouflaged in a fine array of disgusting, perilous circumstances that seem insurmountable. Great gifts can come wrapped up in being fired from a job. Great gifts can come wrapped up in a package where somebody you thought you couldn't live without walked away and left you. In fact, God can give you a gift and you not feel gifted at all. In fact, being gifted can be a problem with God, because many times when God gives you a gift, people are not happy for you. They don't celebrate the gift that God has given you. They don't come to worship the gift. They often come to kill the gift, to destroy the gift. I suggest to you, my brothers and sisters, that we must move beyond the meat and murky borders of just discussing the birth of Jesus Christ from its historical perspective, as wonderful as it may be, but to extract from this historical illustration some contemporary word of wisdom that we can use it against the challenges that we face today, is what makes our faith vibrant and relevant and effective. We didn't come to just commemorate a historical God for something that happened 2,000 years ago. We came to recognize a relevant God who is still effecting change in our contemporary society. The very first